The diner was bathed in the warm glow of neon lights, a beacon against the desolate backdrop of the highway. Emma, with her wild curls escaping her messy bun and a contagious smile, bounced into the diner. Liam, with his neatly combed hair and a book clutched in his hand, watched her from his corner booth. He was a creature of habit, stopping at this diner every year on his way to his aunt's annual family gathering. She, on the other hand, thrived on spontaneity, her beat-up Jeep carrying her wherever the wind blew. Emma spotted the empty seat at Liam's table and made a beeline for it, her eyes sparkling with adventure. Liam, startled by this sudden intrusion on his solitude, quickly marked his place in his book. He looked up, expecting a polite request to join him. Instead, he found himself captivated by her bright smile and an energy that seemed to radiate off of her like the summer sun. "Mind if I join you?" she asked, her voice filled with a vibrancy that instantly shattered the quiet hum of the diner. Liam, usually so eloquent, found himself fumbling for words, a rare occurrence for the aspiring novelist. He managed a quiet, "sure," completely caught off guard by this whirlwind of a girl who had just blown into his life. As they ate, their differences became increasingly apparent. Emma devoured her burger with gusto, recounting tales of her travels with an enthusiasm that was contagious. Liam, on the other hand, ate methodically, listening to her with a reserved curiosity. He was drawn to her free spirit, so unlike anyone he'd ever met, yet he couldn't shake the feeling that their paths were never meant to cross. Fate, however, had other plans. Due to an unfortunate mix-up with their identical duffel bags, Emma ended up with Liam's carefully packed suitcase and he, with her backpack overflowing with colourful scarves and well-worn maps. Realising their mistake miles down the road, they were forced to turn around. The forced detour turned into an unexpected adventure. Emma, always up for a challenge, convinced a reluctant Liam to continue the journey with her. Their initial journey to retrieve their belongings became a road trip filled with unplanned detours and impromptu stops. They explored hidden waterfalls and quirky roadside attractions, each experience a stark contrast to Liam's usually predictable life. The more time they spent together, the more their differences became a source of both friction and fascination. Emma's impulsiveness, refreshing at first, started to grate on Liam's nerves. He found himself craving the comfort of his structured routines. Emma, used to the open road and its freedom, felt stifled by Liam's need for control. She thrived on spontaneity while he found solace in predictability. Yet beneath their disagreements, a connection began to form. Liam found himself loosening up, embracing the unexpected turns their journey took. Emma, in turn, started to appreciate the beauty of slowing down, of savoring the moment instead of constantly chasing the horizon. The turning point in their relationship came unexpectedly, like most things on this unplanned adventure, with a flat tire on a deserted stretch of highway. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the asphalt, they found themselves working side by side to change the tire. With the spare tire in place, they sat on the dusty roadside, the silence broken only by the chirping of crickets. It was in this quiet moment, under the vast expanse of the twilight sky, that their walls finally crumbled. Liam, usually so guarded, confessed his fear of failure, of never living up to his own expectations. Emma, her usual cheerfulness fading, admitted to feeling lost, like she was constantly searching for something she couldn't quite define. Their vulnerabilities laid bare, they saw each other with a newfound clarity. The silence that followed was no longer uncomfortable, but filled with an unspoken understanding. As Liam gazed at Emma, her face illuminated by the soft moonlight, he saw not just her free spirit but also her strength and her compassion. Emma, looking into Liam's eyes, saw past his reserved demeanor to the passionate heart that beat beneath. In that moment, their differences faded away, and all that mattered was the raw, undeniable connection that pulsed between them. Without a word, Liam leaned in, his lips finding hers in a kiss that was both tentative and electrifying. It was a kiss that spoke of shared secrets and newfound vulnerabilities, a kiss that bridged the gap between their two worlds. When they finally broke apart, the air was thick with unspoken emotions. Neither of them spoke, but the look in their eyes said everything. They had started this journey as strangers, brought together by chance, but somewhere along the way they had found something real, something special. As the stars twinkled above them, Liam made a decision. He was supposed to be at his aunt's house, surrounded by his predictable family, but the thought filled him with a strange sense of unease. He glanced at Emma, her face lit by the soft glow of the moon, and he knew he couldn't let her go, not yet. "Let's keep driving," he said, his voice barely above a whisper, but the conviction in his eyes spoke volumes. Emma smiled, a slow, genuine smile that lit up her entire face. "Where to?" she asked, her voice filled with a newfound tenderness. Liam just shrugged, a sense of freedom washing over him, a feeling he hadn't realized he'd been missing. "It doesn't matter," he replied, his gaze locked with hers. "As long as we're together." And with that, they climbed back into the car, the open road beckoning them forward, two souls intertwined, ready to face whatever adventures lay ahead.